Most people think Adidas is just a shoe company. They're wrong. Right now, it's a high-stakes rescue mission that just hit a massive jackpot. We're looking at a brand that was on life support 2 years ago, and today? It's moving so fast, it's leaving the competition in the dust. But we found a potential hole in their pocket, the size of a crater. Welcome to the HDIN Research Deep Dive into the Adidas 2025 performance. Is this a permanent comeback, or just a sprint before a crash? Let's look at the scoreboard. $28 billion. To put that in perspective, that's enough to buy a pair of Sambas for every single person in Germany, the UK, and France combined. Their growth is up 13%, and their profit? It didn't just grow. It exploded by 54%. In the consulting world, we call this the Triple Crown. They're selling more, they're keeping more of the money they make, and suddenly, everyone wants to wear the 3 stripes again. But here's the plot twist. While the profits look amazing, the actual cash in the bank, the stuff they can actually spend, dropped by almost 75%. Where did the money go? It's sitting in boxes. Adidas has $6.6 billion worth of shoes and clothes just sitting in warehouses. That's a mountain of inventory, 23% bigger than last year. They aren't just selling shoes, they are hoarding them like a dragon hoards gold. Why? Because they're betting the entire house on the 2026 World Cup. Is this just a European success story? Not even close. Look at this map of money. Europe is the heavy hitter, but look at China and the emerging markets. They're growing at 13 to 15%. This tells us the Adidas fever isn't just a local trend, it's a global pandemic of style. Every single region is profitable. That's rare. It means their engine isn't just running, it's perfectly tuned. Now, let's talk about China. For a long time, China was a headache for Western brands. Not anymore for Adidas. They stopped trying to guess what Shanghai wants from an office in Germany. They opened a creation center right there. They're making products by China for China. The result? A staggering 22% margin. They've stopped the quote-quote fire sales and the heavy discounts. People are paying full price because the product actually speaks their language. You can't win the sneaker war with just cool. You need fast. The Adizero line grew 30%. These aren't just shoes. They're engineering marvels that break world records. When an Adidas athlete breaks a marathon record, it creates a quote halo effect. It makes the $100 shoe you buy for the gym feel like it has the same DNA as the one that just ran 26 miles in under 2 hours. That's how you build brand heat. While the pros are running marathons, the rest of the world is wearing these. The Samba, the Gazelle, the Special. This is Terrace culture. Adidas has done something brilliant here. They've turned 50-year-old designs into the most wanted items on Earth. This isn't a fad, it's a permanent collection. By making these shoes staples, they don't have to worry about them going out of style next month. How do you keep 51% of every dollar you make? You fix the plumbing. Adidas has shifted 92% of its production to Asia and cut shipping times by nearly a third. They're using a strategy called source creation. Basically, they're building the stuff right next to where the materials are. It's boring, it's logistical, and it's why they're richer than they were 2 years ago. The biggest change at Adidas wasn't a shoe, it was a mindset. CEO Bjorn Gulden basically told the headquarters to get out of the way. He gave power back to the people on the front lines in Tokyo, New York, and Shanghai. In the consulting world, we call this decentralization. In the real world, it's just common sense. Let the people who know the customers make the decisions. Adidas used to be obsessed with direct-to-consumer, basically trying to do everything themselves online. Now, they've realized they need friends. They're back in partnership with retailers, treating them like VIPs again. It's a 60-40th split, wholesale for reach, and their own stores as cultural touchpoints. It's about being everywhere the customer is, not just on an app. Is Adidas actually quote green, or just greenwashing? The data says they're serious. 99% of their polyester is now recycled. They've cut their carbon footprint per product by 9%. In a world where young consumers care about the planet as much as the product, this isn't just charity. It's a competitive moat that keeps competitors like Nike and Puma on their toes. It's not all sunshine and Sambas. There are 3 big ghosts haunting Adidas in 2026. First, US tariffs, a huge if that could crush their margins. Second, currency swings. Last year alone, the wrong exchange rates cost them $1.1 billion. And third, the supply chain is still fragile. If a trade war kicks off, that 51% margin could vanish overnight. This is the make or break moment. Remember that 6.6 billion in inventory? It's a massive bet on the 2026 World Cup. If the world catches soccer fever and buys every jersey and cleat, Adidas becomes the king of 2026. But if they overcalculated, they'll be forced to have a fire sale that will kill their brand prestige. It's a high-stakes poker game, and Adidas just pushed all their chips to the middle. So what's the game plan? Q1 is all about clearing out the old stuff. Q2 is the World Cup explosion. By Q3, they want to turn those soccer fans into lifestyle customers. The target? A cool $2.6 billion in profit. They have the roadmap. Now they just have to drive the car without crashing. The HDIN verdict? Adidas is no longer recovering. They are attacking. They've fixed the brand, fixed the supply chain, and they have the hottest products on the street. Despite the inventory risk, we are rating them as, quote, overweight. The Bjorn Gulden era is proving that in business, sometimes you have to slow down and fix the engine before you can win the race. That's our deep dive into the three stripes. But the sports industry is moving faster than a sprinter on 100 meters. If you want the full, unfiltered research reports or need a strategic consultation for your own business, reach out to us at HDIN Research. Drop us an email or visit our site. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Are you Team Adidas or Team Nike for 2026?